Hi guys.
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
Lola.
And we're watching Sopranos.
Episode 2.
Yes.
Tony might be dead. I mean,
he's not.
But we
But
don't
the
come up
last
with the greatest
episode,
spot.
yes, did end on a cliffhanger.
God.
Yeah.
What a scary episode that was.
Honestly.
The shocking episode. Such a great start to the season, someone asks me. Like, okay, I'm sure the ambulance came to get him and everything. And like,
Yeah.
now, he's gonna have to take Uncle Junior to assisted living or whatever the fuck it's called. But I wonder, like, if he got close to dying, I wonder if this is gonna like make him.
Well, how this is gonna affect him?
Yeah, like I would imagine that it would make him think about his life and what has happened.
No, honestly,
I
this
would
can
love
change
that.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
Depending
what they want to do.
Yeah, where they wanted to take the story, but this could change a lot of things.
I would love
considering
that.
that like technically his only two options are soon to be dead or going to jail.
Yeah.
So this was very close to dying by somebody that he loved,
Again.
Again, exactly. So like I'm really wondering how that's gonna affect him. I think we're gonna see that immediately, like that.
I think we're gonna see that as well, especially because like I think it's the final season. So I think we're gonna have to explore every facet of him. You know what I mean? So like I think we could like see him maybe, let's say, being better and trying to change, but ultimately like still succumbing to who he is. Not to say that people cannot change, but like I don't think, again,
that's what I want to say.
At the end of this road, I don't expect Tony Soprano to be like this changed man, so like that's always where I think we're going, but like in the middle of that,
exactly, I have no idea. I really
know. Maybe this just does nothing to him.
Exactly, we're constantly talking about some things, but I truly have no idea, because at the end of the day, he could realize some things and then die. You know, again,
literally.
He could accept some things. He could, or be on a road of accepting some things, realizing some things.
And then
I have no idea. I really have no idea. Or he can keep saying how his mom was a saint and how he is to blame for everything that like she did.
Yeah.
So like that can also be a moment, because like he cannot accept things, because then he would have to accept many other things, and he would have to think about those things, and he would have to change himself.
Yeah.
And to be a different husband or a father.
I don't know. I think this opens up so many possibilities in terms of storylines for Tony, which is why I'm excited that he got shot. I just don't know what that is gonna be.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Me too, honestly. So
we could play
let's see.
Let's see what happens. Maybe we're gonna have like a dream sequence again, because like he's shot until people like get to him, you know what I mean? And then like he wakes up in a hospital or something. Oh, I would love that. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dream. Or
No, it's definitely a dream. I think so. Sopranos would not miss an opportunity to have a dream sequence.
And I love them for it.
Yeah.
I love dream sequences. Or we're gonna see all the dead people.
These are kids.
Yeah.
I'm here. Call me.
Is this like what could have been?
Oh, so now he's in the hospital.
It's again like airlifted out, because like he hears. This is just like if he had a normal job in a normal life.
Good morning. Anthony Soprano.
Yep. See some photo ID, please.
So this is immediately very sad to me. What does it say?
What the hell?
Kevin.
This isn't my wallet. And this isn't my briefcase.
Huh.
Last night,
This is in your life.
I was at a bar across the street from my hotel. I must have picked up the wrong stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm here, so I'll try to call the bar, but could you let me in? So I don't miss the morning session.
Gosh, I really can't.
Got a big $87 in cash to my name.
So his briefcase is a Valley too?
No. I didn't look at the brand name when I picked it up. It just looked like mine, that's all.
I gave you that briefcase for Christmas, Tom.
honey. I know.
Wait,
What does it sound? Who's that
His license
woman?
has a Kingman, Arizona address and no phone is listed.
Try not to worry, Tom.
My whole life's in that case.
My whole life's
Welcome to the Radisson. How you doing? I checked out a couple hours ago, but I'm gonna need the room back. Soprano.
I am sorry, but we're completely booked.
You kidding?
I'm afraid not. There's 6 conventions in town. You might try the Omni.
Trouble is I lost my wallet, so how the hell am I gonna check in there without a credit card?
Well, you face the same problem here.
Yeah, but I stayed here as a guest just last night.
You couldn't sign on that bill. You already closed it out.
Thanks for being so helpful.
What can I get you?
Well, I don't know if you remember me, but I was in here last night around 8 o'clock. I was sitting right over there. When I was leaving, I picked up a wallet and a briefcase. And I thought they were mine, but they weren't.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't happen to remember who was sitting next to me?
You know, there was a guy. He was about your height. You know, the reason I remember is he had that grouper stand too, and I was afraid we'd mess the orders up. I think he left before you.
And he never came back?
Imagine you could use one in the house.
Yeah. You said a mouthful. You realize I can't even get on a plane without a picture ID?
God, that's right.
Tell me about Costa Mesa. Nice place to live?
Around here, it's dead.
If you're gonna live here, you're gonna live here because you died.
Bag of sandwich. Come eat with us. A few of us are getting paid. Dude lost his wallet and briefcase.
Yeah.
That tool who took your stuff shows up, we'll all pound his ass.
Okay. Thanks.
I guess things aren't that different.
You never did tell us how you made the jump from selling patio furniture to precision optics.
Well, like my wife says, that's a good question. Excuse me.
Hi, Daddy. I need volleyball.
All right. I told you, didn't I? You were worried over nothing. How's your brother?
Mom put him to bed early. He puked.
Oh, no. She around?
Mom!
You paid the check.
You guys all had a hand in this, didn't you?
Well, listen, we're just impressed to be in the presence of a man whose sales team snatched the brass ring 12 consecutive quarters.
It's not such a big deal. I'm 46 years old. I mean, who am I? Where am I going?
Join the club.
Join the club.
This isn't gonna happen.
What are you talking about?
I saw your face when you got off the phone with your wife.
I could even do some other guy tonight. Get away with the whole shebang, but no. I'd love.
Well, an operating table.
Doors are open, 2, 3.
Stuck in the van. Give me the lighter.
I'll get these springs.
4 milligrams out of van.
He was just lying there peacefully, just like he has been, and then he's still fine.
Room 3. The gunshot. Take your family out.
Springs wait
Where's the other,
outside.
please? I got it. Mr. Soprano.
Tony. What, honey?
What? Where am I going?
We're right here with you. Tony, who am I? Who am I?
Get rid of your tube in. Sir, can you hear me?
Where am I going?
Tony.
Well, I'm not to insist that you guys leave. Getting this breathing tube back in is something you're not going to
Where
want to see.
am I? Where am I going?
What's going on?
You were just getting back?
Man's car wouldn't start.
Did you eat at least?
Yeah.
Dad's not so good right now. They made us leave.
Well, he came out of the coma for a minute. They took the breathing tube out.
Well, that's good, right? That means he's breathing on his own.
They had to put the tube back in.
God damn, Junior.
Anthony Soprano's not going to die. I don't know what he's talking about.
Nobody's saying he's gonna die. Could one of you take these guys home, please? And I want you to go back. Okay, people call the house. I need somebody there.
Let's go. I'll take him. I got it. He's on my way. Bullshit. You live in Belgium.
What do you care?
You already bought this for your dough. Let's go.
God.
The bullet didn't just check the pancreas, but it impacted the gallbladder. Sepsis is the big
God.
problem. An infection in the blood. As we discussed before, we're probably not looking at a very good outcome here.
Does he know that he's dying?
We don't know.
Does he know that he's dying?
Welcome to the Army. How may I help you?
Name is Finnerty. I called and reserved a room?
Yes, Mr. Finnerty. We have you down for a single room for the night. Did you wish to keep that on the visa?
Yeah.
I'll need to take an imprint to cover incidentals.
Var burası mantık yani.
Room 728. Elevators are on your left.
Captain Finnerty? We thought we heard that man say your name. How fortuitous we should meet up with you again.
You know him. This is important.
Months you have ignored our letters and phone calls. Well, we are now filing suit against you.
I have his wallet by mistake, and I guess I look a little like him. So he is from around here.
We had a horrible winter at the monastery because of your heating system.
I'm not Kevin Finnerty. Lose your arrogance.
Hey, come on, guys. He hit me.
Did you see that? Why would I be joking? He slapped me in the mouth.
I'll call Jordan to see if the company can help. You too.
Don't you just go to police to say that you
Yeah.
have lost your ID and they have to give you some things that aren't normal?
Easier.
I mean, it isn't like real world, but this is the whole point.
Good morning.
It's gonna fall.
I don't know what. Yeah.
But another night has passed and he is still with us. Oh, Dr. Klepler, good morning.
Here we had a rumpus last night, huh?
Oh, God, it was awful.
How long since he left night? How long?
Is Analysis 41?
Hematocrit still okay?
Yep.
What is that?
I don't know what is in the. Oh, it's what?
Is that normal?
Everything's okay here.
Well, you mean just the surgery, per se?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the sepsis?
Yeah, well, that's the concern. What did Tashlin say this morning?
Dr. Tashlin never came in here this morning.
But the problem here is not only are we looking at the obvious negative outcome, but in these cases, we also contemplate degrees of brain damage. In the event he does survive.
God, the way that they speak.
Literally, I'm shocked. Even the previous doctor.
Yeah.
So soon.
Sorry, Doctor. She volunteered in an ICU this summer. Columbia Press in New York. She's thinking about a career in medicine.
Ah.
Good morning, Doctor. I'm the sister we met yesterday.
Look, you're all doing the right thing. Staying with him, keeping contact, but talk to him also. Keep him engaged. He is at a level 1 trauma center. Oh, with his injuries, believe me, he would have been dead 12 hours ago.
Okay, I see. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, doctor. I'm sorry she volunteered in an ICU. You treat these guys like rock stars.
He's the doctor, Meadow.
Well, why bring up brain damage now? We'll cross that bridge if we have to.
What is this hole?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, Janice, no. Sit down.
Repeat the following sentence. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I'll do it if I fucking feel like it. Take your ultimatum and stick him in your ass.
No. Repeat the sentence.
What is this person talking about?
These people are trying to establish for the government that if you shot Anthony Soprano, which we're not conceding, that it certainly wasn't intentional, that you were confused and disoriented.
If somebody shot my nephew, it was him himself. He's a depression case.
This is a tough episode.
So he's back on his feet.
It's a stalk at the funeral.
Run the house, and that shit there. Absolutely. Anybody got any questions? Now, not personal questions relating to yourself, but about the family.
What do we do about Junior?
He's in jail. That puts him out of our reach. Not necessarily.
He's a demented old fuck. I say we do nothing, let him rot. Sever all ties. End this embarrassment right now.
What happens to Junior is Tony's call.
That's right.
They all annoy me pretending to actually care about him. The only person that cares there about him is Chris.
Who wouldn't like to take the easy way out? Maybe the poor fuck was suffering from inoperable cancer or some shit.
Suicide runs in families. Maybe it was his mother or his old man took the gas pipe when Eugene was a kid.
His son, the drugs, maybe.
It's not this business. It's not that at all.
Maybe he was a homo. Felt there was no one he could talk to about it. That happens too.
That's been kind of weird.
Would you call it growing up soprano?
I guess. I don't know.
Come with me.
God, vultures.
God.
Vultures.
God.
What did I tell you?
We were just talking.
Don't talk to them. Say nothing. Where are your father's CDs?
I forgot.
Oh, Jesus God. Anthony, everybody is pitching in here but you.
Thanks, Mom.
I wish you would go to class if this is all you're gonna do.
Put my father in the hospital?
Go to the deli on Broad Street. Get some bagels. All right, get enough for everybody upstairs, an assortment. Go this way. Look, Chris just sent this over. A little stereo. I got some CDs from my car. Oh, yes, you like this one? Anthony. This song was playing in your car that entire weekend. We all went down to Long Beach Island. Remember Artie and Charmaine broke up for the first time? First of many. The wave picked her up and slammed her down on her head in the sand. Oh my God, her around water. And remember the time that she got the cramps from eating a huge calzone? You had to go in after her. She was dragged you down by your hair. At one time, you had enough hair that a woman could grab it with both her hands. You're gonna be fine, Tony. I know it. The doctors say you're gonna be fine, too. They are very confident. They know that you're really strong. You're strong as a bull. You know that that's always gotten to me. When you used to pick me up and throw me over your shoulder. Oh my God, Tony. You used to get me so hot down there. I can feel it right now just thinking about it. You are gonna be okay, Tony. Your friends, your kids, all love you. A long time ago, I told you that you were gonna go to hell when you died, when you had that MRI. And you threw my words back at me when we got separated, and you were right. It was a horrible thing to say. It's a sin, and I will be judged for it. You're a good father. You care about your friends. Yes, it's been rough between us. Oh, our hearts get so hardened against each other. I don't know why. But you are not going to hell. You're coming back here. I love you.
She's such a terrific actress.
I think she might be my favorite one, literally.
Mr. Finnerty.
In the show.
Sorry it took so long, but I saw some things on the CT scan I didn't like, which is why I ordered the MRI.
Brain tumor.
See these dark areas? These are parts of your brain that have been oxygen deprived. Unfortunately, these are consistent with a diagnosis of Alzheimer's. What? Of course, you're going to want to see a neurologist when you get home, but the radiologist here has seen the studies, and he concurs.
Alzheimer's? I'm 46 years old. It's a goddamn miserable trip.
The good news is the treatment picture isn't quite as bleak as it would have been a while back.
You were smart for 10 or 15 years, and then you die, shitting in your pajamas. I know people with Alzheimer's.
Mr. Finnerty, talk to your own docs back home.
My name's not even Finnerty. I lost my wallet in my briefcase, and I picked his up. So you guys took out his insurance card from his wallet. How's that float your boat?
What is your name?
What does it matter? I'm not gonna know myself soon.
Law firms being so understanding about me taking time off from my internship to be here. Ben's coming out. He really likes you. I was reading this morning, and I found this. I want to share it with you. By Jacques Prévert. Our Father, which art in heaven, stay there. And we shall stay on earth, which is sometimes so pretty.
Look, I took some Pepto-Bismol. How much do you know about the Prius?
I could have been naked in here.
You need to familiarize yourself with hybrid cars, Meadow. It's important. You never give two fucks about the environment.
Is that what's crawling up your butt? That I was at
For
the
you.
hospital last night when you told Mom you'd come? I didn't say one word to you about it, neither did anyone else. We're also glad you fucking kicked your stomach, hey?
I saw how you looked at my plate of food. I can't eat at my own house.
I wasn't looking at your plate. It's all in your mind.
Don't you find this completely embarrassing? This, our family, our father gets shot by our goober fucking uncle? What is that?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I don't want to think about what Finn's parents are saying.
I mean, I don't really give a shit about my friends. They know what Dad does, but like, some of them remember Uncle Junior. He was always a fucking mummy. Or why did Dad hang out with him?
You know, Dad, he takes those things seriously, all the Italian family stuff.
Look at these fucking reporters. Hey! Fuck you!
Well, I'll be glad to sit with Tony. Hospital rules, it's family only for now. Thank you.
Now is an actual roster of who stays with Dad when I'm not on it.
Frankly, AJ, I didn't think you'd be interested.
I was sick. And I've been trying to study, which is what everybody's usually hassling me about 24/7. I guess there always has to be something, right?
Come here and sit down, okay?
He's really avoiding it.
Studying. He goes clubbing in New York.
Well, you cut him too much slack. You still protect him.
I know he avoids Tony because he can't face seeing him like this. It frightens him.
It frightens everybody. He should get a pass. You know, kids his age are getting blown up in Iraq.
You know something that's interesting? Janice noticed that when AJ talks about Tony's possibly not coming out of this, he can't even use the word dad. He says Anthony Soprano is not going to die.
Well, that's a fascinating psychological nugget, but it don't change the fact that if that kid don't pull his end in this, he's never gonna forgive himself, and nobody else should either.
It's just that Tony has always loomed so large for AJ.
Well, maybe it's just that AJ is a selfish boy who doesn't give a shit.
I'm sorry your son is no longer with us, but don't use mine as a guinea pig for your ideas on parenting. I never saw you take a hard line.
Why do you think I'm talking to you like this?
The thing is, Tony has an open incision. If you are there in the room when they change the dressing, it's very hard to take.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, Finn.
How would you describe your husband's relationship with his uncle? Were they close? You know of any issue they might have been having?
I don't speak with Junior. I haven't for years.
What was your conflict about?
It's not something I'm going to discuss with you.
Your husband ever talk about Junior Soprano's mental state?
I did hear him telling other people how Junior was getting more and more confused. Calling my husband Johnny, which was his father's name. Resisting getting a haircut, that kind of thing.
You spoke with your husband what time the night of the incident?
I don't know.
I'm not bailing.
Meadow, could you?
You're coming out from California to support me with my father being shot, or because dental school is just sucking for you.
Both? Is that so awful?
If you have any more questions, you're going to have to call my lawyer.
Junior made pointed references to the McGuire sisters, Sam Giancana.
You mean the Kennedy assassination? You mean as related to this?
I had to ask.
My husband was 3 years old.
This Shelby GT500, 450 horsepower. Oh, baby. And this guy on campus has one? And the Mustang's not as expensive as the M3 I used to talk about getting all the time.
His uncle did this to him? Who's saying to Muhammad? Why the hell?
Not something we talk about.
Please, give Tony your best when you talk to him.
Hey, Dad. I'm gonna get Uncle Junior for this. Don't worry. I watched since I was little how nice you were to him. And he doesn't just get to do this to you. I'll put you in here and get away with it. You're my dad. And I'm gonna put a bullet in his fucking mummy head. I promise. I can't believe we're not gonna, do stuff together again. Because we will. I'm positive.
The doctor knows. The Chinese guy. He's calling the other guy to get permission to change the medications.
I'll stay if you want to pee or anything.
How's he doing?
They didn't come back with the fever medicine yet.
I'm so proud of you, AJ. You can't imagine how much this means to your father.
Who knows what it means? It just lies there.
Well, it means a lot to me then. How about that? Thank you for doing it. You've helped your family tremendously.
I flunked out of school. I ended up with a 1-4 for the quarter, and the freshman dean said there was no point in coming back.
With your father in a coma.
No, I didn't tell Dad. Be positive, everybody said.
My God.
I tried really hard in philosophy, but that professor...
Your father in a coma. Go have breakfast.
Stop. I love this song. When it's cold, I like to die. This is a very difficult episode.
What an episode. Honestly, I did not expect. You can feel that we started last season of the show. You know?
I was feeling like overtly emotional throughout this entire episode somehow.
I agree.
I don't know. Like,
I mean,
this,
for me,
this really hit me.
I agree. But like for me, it was the thing that like I felt the most emotional was connected to AJ. Honestly, every scene with him, especially the last one with his father, you know, was the one that hit me the most.
Yeah.
But like everything.
Literally, I mean, I don't know where to begin. We can begin with
I
AJ.
honestly have no
like,
idea how to talk about this episode.
This is I feel like this is a difficult episode to talk about.
For me at least.
But like it's, I think it's one of the better episodes of the show for me. Like I think it was so phenomenal. Weirdly enough, like we talked about this just before I played the episode about how like this could potentially now again be a dream sequence. And like in a way it was, but it wasn't really a dream. Like it wasn't the thing that we have already watched before in the Sopranos, you know, like everything being so metaphorical. I mean, a lot of these things were metaphorical, but like
I think so as well.
It wasn't necessarily a dream as much as it was him basically being in the what is it called, the middle
between life and death.
Yes, what is it called? What is it called? Why am I blanking on the name of it? Is it limbo? Is it okay? Sure. An uncertain period of awaiting a decision or resolution, an immediate state of condition. But just like in Christian beliefs, the supposed abode of the souls of unbaptized infants and of the who just died before Christ. No, purgatory. What's purgatory?
Okay.
Purgatory.
That is what you're meaning, I think. It was like that in season.
A place or state of suffering inhabited by the souls of sinners who are expiating their sins before going to heaven
or hell.
No,
I mean again that was where Chris went, right?
Didn't Chris go to hell? Didn't he say that he was in hell, if I remember correctly?
Wasn't it
because like Polly was like commenting like
how he was in
hell, yeah, and like was it like hot or like, remember? I think it was hell.
It was not mentioned purgatory.
Purgatory, maybe, or maybe he said like it was hell or purgatory or something like that.
I thought it was purgatory, if I remember correctly. And then what his name, Polly, was like, you're gonna have to be there and work for 600 years.
Yeah, something
like that, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was somewhere there in between. Like I even thought now that we mentioned fire, there was a fire. Wasn't he viewing, there was like fires on TV
screen,
or something? There was like a fire.
That's what I want to say. That's why, in my opinion, it was in some ways a dream sequence, just like it wasn't blank obvious, like, oh, here is the dead person that like I killed, and here is another dead person who is driving me that died, and I'm now in the backseat having the same life as my father and things like that. It wasn't that type of a dream sequence, but in my opinion, like everything that like he was dreaming was connected, like sentences were connected to his own life.
No, it definitely was. It was
like,
just like it was kind of like Judgment Day. Like the first thing that we also see, and the last thing that we see, like him in the hotel room, and it's dark, and there is this, I don't know if that's like from the light. I don't know where it's coming from. I thought it was like a lighthouse, but like I guess this part at the very end.
Oh, I had it in the beginning.
In the beginning as well, I think the first thing when he looks outside. See? Yeah, I think like a lighthouse, the thing that like keeps moving or whatever. Like that to me, like a light. Of course it's gonna represent heaven, you know, going into heaven. But like it's so far away from him. So like he is like there in the middle, contemplating his life and being like stuck in this place. He cannot exit this place. He's in this hotel. He cannot exit it, and he is right now all alone. And so like there was a lot of there were so many metaphors in this episode that like would allude to him like just being there right now in the middle of it with his life, let's say, being judged. Wait, like what did it say on screen? Something along the lines of like our sins, something about sins, right? Like on TV there was sins and a cross, and then at a certain point we saw like fires, which I guess would allude to hell, and then like cross would allude to heaven, and he's right now, like his life is being judged.
Yeah, it seems to me like he's contemplating in those moments his life, but like he is in the dream sequence living a different life, but like he's also in some ways stuck, you know. He is, and it was also mentioned in some moments, like how he didn't pick this life, or like it was forced upon him or something like that. And in the dream sequence, it seems like he is just like a regular guy, you know?
Yeah, that is not like the Tony that we know.
Yeah.
Like when he was giving this fake ID, you know, he is like not feeling comfortable in doing that. Like when this guy attacks him, he's like called the police. Like, you know, like this is not the life that he...
But there were some sentences also in the moments like, oh, my whole life was in that briefcase, you know?
And he lost it. I mean, that alludes to him losing his life right now.
Yeah.
Like he cannot find his briefcase. He cannot come back to life. And then like this whole like conference, his wife, whoever the fuck that was on phone, was saying he was supposed to be on a conference or whatever. Like she was saying something along the lines of like, you never wanted to come here in the first place, you know, like...
Yeah, it was interesting first, like it wasn't Carmela's voice at all. It was some other's woman, and like in the background we also heard kids, and like somehow kids sounded happy, you know, but like also was mentioned that like Meadow was striving at something, and like AJ wasn't as well, which is also interesting because like that is something in some ways a bit similar that like what's happening in his life as well, you know, like I found some parallels even though he's in this case a normal guy, you know. Not Carmela, his
whoever
wife
it was. I don't know if it was Gloria. I don't know who that voice was.
Me neither.
I literally don't know who that voice was.
I mean, for a second I first thought that could have been Charmaine, I mean, possibly, but like I couldn't recognize the voice, so like I'm guessing they didn't want
I mean, it doesn't even matter. It's just like it's a different type of life that he like could have led or whatever, you know. So he quite literally like lost.
And it was
his identity.
It was also interesting because like she said that she gifted him the briefcase, which is quite the completely opposite of what is happening in his life, where he is also always giving his wife gifts, you know, expensive. And here it was the opposite, you know.
Yeah, it's a whole different life. But like again, there were so many things to talk about his life and the road that he ultimately took. Like, there was at one point he's like calling up the elevator, and he doesn't want to wait for the elevator, so like he goes down the stairs, and like that's how he falls and like breaks his head. And so like again, that alludes to him like taking the easier way out, like not having patience, like going down this other road because like it was faster, it was right there in front of him. And then of course he has fucking Alzheimer's connecting to Livia and connecting to Junior
as well.
There's just like this last scene in the hotel room with the soundtrack. That song like breaks me whenever, but just like somehow it playing here, and like I think the lyrics are also, you can also connect the lyrics to this because like the song is called, when it's called I Like to Die. Like there's such incredible loneliness in him here. Like he picks up the phone to call, but like he doesn't call. Like him calling, like his family would be him like in a way connecting to life or like holding on to life, but like he doesn't do it. So like, does he want to live? Like, does he want to pick up that call and like continue living? I don't know. Like this hotel room looks so empty and dead. And like again, there's we were at a funeral with a guy that took his own life. You know, and so like I think there's definitely connection there with Tony also like not wanting to maybe continue living. I just think it was done so well.
Yeah, honestly, I really loved it.
Yeah, me too.
On the other side, I think what was also done well was everything that was happening beside him, you know, with everybody around him, with just like the situation that like everybody was put in, and like the way that like his guys talked about everything and tried to do the most, or like, you know, like everybody's just like now either trying to kiss ass or watching their own ass wanting to approve, to rise up. Exactly.
Sure.
You know, it just tells you.
I mean, that's the type of like people that he has around him. Like the only people that you say care there about him are his family and Chris. And again, I think Chris and Tony have like a very, very like bad dynamic. I think Chris hates him as much as he loves him as well.
Yeah.
I think that's very like intertwined, but like Chris there is a part of the family. You know, the rest of the guys, I like Silvio. I think Silvio is the perfect mafia person.
I agree.
Like he is so very calm, collected. He is not gonna be the type of person that like kisses ass. He is also not gonna be the type of person that like cares that much about Tony for him to like sit here and dwell on this. I mean, he's like keeps the business moving as usual.
I mean, that's why he's gonna rise.
Literally, like if someone's gonna replace Tony, it would be him.
I mean, we saw that in this episode because he was the one who was immediately talking about strategy, giving orders, doing everything that like it needed doing for this business to continue working as good as when Tony was there. You know, like nothing has changed. So I completely agree with you because like he is not very overly emotional.
No,
let's say you know he wouldn't make mistakes. I mean, he is horrifying to me. You know, like
it's
that the fact that like he is not overly emotional is to me horrifying because then he wouldn't blink an eye about anything.
No, he wouldn't blink an eye.
You know,
like he wouldn't blink an eye. He just like.
I mean, he didn't blink an eye. For example, when when the Ralph beat up the girl. You know,
no, he
Tony did had feelings. People had feelings because of things like that. You know, but he didn't.
No, I think he's very scary. He's like, I would describe everyone else in that group like Silvio, Vito, Paulie, Vito, everyone else, like they're all pathetic somehow, you know, like I would not describe Silvio as pathetic. Silvio is like scary. Paulie's even more scary to me because like he is that pathetic, but like...
Paulie's more scary too.
I think Paulie is the biggest psycho. Like he killed a grandma, you know what I mean? Like I think he's the biggest psycho.
I don't know. To me, he's on the same level as Silvio, honestly.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like different layers, but like...
I mean, I think, like, again, that's...
I honestly don't think
subjective.
Silvio would... I think Silvio would kill him, you know? I don't think he would kill.
Yeah, but he will not be in this position where he's taking money from this grandma, you know what I mean? Like, this will not be a thing that he would be in, you know, and like Paulie would. Like, I cannot imagine Silvio, like, punching this guy and then taking his wallet and taking out money. I cannot imagine Silvio doing that. Like, I don't think he would care to do that, you know, while Paulie would. You know, so like, he's despicable as well to me.
I understand, yes.
Not to say Silvio isn't, just like in different ways.
In different ways, but both... To me, both completely terrifying and disgusting and...
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Again, I have the worst opinion of the two of them, I would say, even though they could be the funniest ones.
Yeah.
For me, you know? It just like, for example, Silvio could make very far in this world.
Yeah.
Where I don't know how Paulie is still here.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how Paulie did not die 20 years ago.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So that is a difference between the two of them. Like you said, this one is pathetic and this one is not pathetic, you know?
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah. I would say none of the rest of them do not care. They care about themselves, about the status, about the business and how
like
far they can rise up in it and what they can get from it. But other than that, they do not care. I mean, Chris does care. Chris is part of the family, and Chris views Tony as his father in some ways, you know. Even though it's a toxic love, but like many are in this show, you know.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, if it goes through his head, like, does like a part of him want Tony to die as well?
I could definitely,
you know, like,
see
I
that.
can imagine that. And like, I would, like, that would to me feel...
But like, I think he would even present himself or something like that. I mean, similar for Tony as well. We had the same situations and conversations about Livia at some point, to the degree that he took a pillow, you know, to kill her. So like,
he felt a certain way about wanting her dead.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly. So like, I would say that love is very similar.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's also why I think AJ is like behaving the way that he is behaving. Because like, I think, you know, looking at it at a surface level, you can say that the kid is like just doesn't care, is like selfish and like does not pay attention to anything. But like, this has not happened in a vacuum. You know what I mean? I think you have to look at his whole life to understand why he is acting right now the way that he is acting. I think it's very difficult for him to face this idea. Like, look at Tony and like think that Tony is potentially gonna die. I think because like with that, there would also be a lot of responsibility on him. And like, I think, you know, he views his father as like larger than life.
I mean, I think that is the thing that was the biggest, like Carmela said at one point, then I realized that, like, yes, AJ has definitely said it in the beginning of the episode, Anthony Soprano does not die. He does not say that, you know, because he views him as this figure, this big thing, you know, like nothing can touch him. AJ cannot touch him, you know? So yeah, I agree. I think he cannot face some things. It's very hard for him to face some things, and like, I don't know, everything that whole thing was sad to me. I don't know how to explain, but like, even later when he came back, you know, he came into the room, you know, and when Carmela saw that he is talking to him, that was also very, in my opinion, emotional for me, especially because he was talking about random things that were interested to him. I'm not sure, but like, we don't see that very often.
I thought so too.
Like,
I was like, this is the
first time that,
best father-son time that he had.
We don't see him talking to his father about things that like he loves, and his father supporting him and listening to him. His father would immediately said something to him, or humiliate him, or lecture him about this or about that, you know. Like, he does not listen to what AJ loves, what AJ enjoys, you know? And I don't think AJ feels comfortable talking to his father about such things, you know, no matter how dumb they are or like unimportant in the grand scheme of things. There are still things that are important to AJ, you know. So that was the first thing that like was said to me, and he even later said like first he cried and said like how he is angry at Junior and how Junior cannot get away from this and how he's gonna put a bullet in him, you know. That broke me as well as the fact that like he said, I'm sad that like we're not gonna have moments, that we're not gonna share moments, you know.
That like they don't have moments.
But like I think that the same thing would happen, you know, like he would just like what Tony made about Livia or Livia about Johnny, the same thing would happen with AJ. He would think about his father as a great father. You know what I mean? As somebody who spent time with him, somebody who listened to him, you know, who taught him so many things.
I mean, he's like literally following in his father's footsteps, right down to the poor you. You know what I mean? Like that's here we go again.
No, I don't think anything is accidental in the show. I think the show, that's why the show put all these things in this episode, exactly where he said to Meadow, "Oh, poor you." You know. Exactly what Tony has said. Exactly what Livia has said before him. You know.
Again, I think him having this type of a reaction to Junior as well, and like telling to his father, I'm gonna like put a bullet, like again that just tells you about what his upbringing here is. And I wonder, like, does he also feel like responsibility to like now do that? Because like if Tony dies, like the responsibility then falls onto him, you know, like the tradition falls onto him. So like now he also has to kill Junior. Like that's the way that he thinks. This is what is like expected of him, you know. And so like I just think again, I think that kid was failed. I think that kid was failed in every point. Like even him saying like again, I do think he has been raised to be spoiled and everything. Like Carmela and Tony were bad parents, you know. At a certain point, AJ is gonna have to take accountability for his own actions, much like Tony at this point. Like the way that he is, it is his fault. Like I'm always gonna like talk about Livia and his father as being the thing that has brought him to this place. But again, we talk about it at a certain point. You have to take accountability for where you are as a human. You know, same thing with AJ. Like at a certain point, it's gonna be on him. It's just like he really didn't have many choices, much like Tony didn't have many choices. And so like him in that moment telling to Carmela, like wanting to be honest when like she praised him or whatever, and telling her that he dropped out because of this and this. And like again, I understand Carmela's reaction with the reaction of like any mother, any father, you're gonna get mad or whatever. But like I just think there's like this constant dismissal of AJ and of his feelings, and of like using this opportunity to like thank him for being honest, and like if he is not bound for college or whatever, see like a different path that he can take that doesn't have to be, you know, this type of a business. For all of that to happen, they have to be completely different people. Tony and Carmela have to be completely different people.
I completely agree. I think even AJ, when he said it to Carmela, he knew what was coming. He wasn't looking like he got a praise, and he didn't think he deserved that praise, you know. And that's why he told her, because he knew what like she's gonna say, you know. And that's why he chose that moment to tell her that, you know. And it came immediately, you know. So like you said, like even we knew what was coming. Like they had to be completely somebody else, you know.
That was not gonna happen.
No,
I thought it was also interesting that like both him and Meadow, like I think you see their Carmela's influence on them. Like their father has just been shot, and they're talking about like how embarrassing it is, like how their family looks in the eyes of other people, you know. Like I think that's Carmela's influence on how she wants to present herself, like how important it is for them to like look as this great family. Like, your father has been fucking shot, you know what I mean? Like, who cares
what Finn's parents
are gonna
be
think?
thinking.
Like, she's gonna die of embarrassment or whatever. Like, your father got shot.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I think thinking about that, I think again it's normal, let's say, but like, it shouldn't be a thing that you think about, like how you are looking to the people outside in these moments when your father is shot, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So just like, again, I will forever and always feel most compassion towards the kids, and especially AJ. It doesn't matter to me how he behaves. Like, yes, is he spoiled? Yeah, sure. But just like, what do you want? I literally saw this kid grow up in this environment. However he behaves right now, and he can behave awfully.
But I think AJ for me is also like the reason why I let's say feel the least connection to Tony, but at the same time the most connection to Tony, because like at the same time, whenever I'm thinking about AJ, I'm thinking how that was Tony.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, of course, he's gonna now drop out of college. And like they said it, even like in this episode where his father is shot and where he's saying, oh, I'm gonna kill with the gun, like Junior. And next sentence is, oh, I'm dropping out of college because like I cannot keep up.
Yeah.
And I cannot do it.
Yeah.
You know? So like, and I'm thinking, of course, what did you expect of him, you know?
Yeah.
But like, he is gonna become Tony,
yeah.
you know? And somehow that is the connection between the two of them is why, like, at the same time, I feel hate over, let's say hate. Like, I feel hate towards Tony because like he failed his son.
Yeah.
But like, he was his son and somebody failed him. So like,
of course.
So like, that's why
I mean, somebody also failed Tony's father and mother. You know, like it's a cycle and you keep going.
Exactly, but that's why I think this show is so perfect, and like Tony as a character is so perfect in my opinion, just because like you have all these layers.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal in my opinion.
It's incredible. I really wonder, like, when he wakes up, what that's gonna look like.
I mean, we now saw Tony be in the picture of the next episode. We're just gonna watch the next episode. We saw Tony be in the picture, so I'm guessing he's still in the dream. I definitely think maybe by the end of the episode, maybe the last scene of the episode could be him waking up. You know, like I could definitely see something like that and I'm wondering where he's gonna be now, like because Tony is dead. You know.
Yeah, me too.
Like I'm wondering what the next dreams sequences are gonna be and what those are gonna tell us. But again, yes, I'm also most interested in him waking up, just because I want to see how that influences him. Because like seeing a hole into his stomach was terrifying.
Jesus Christ, that was horrifying.
I was horrified.
I've never seen a hole.
I don't know. Somehow with going through all of this now, you know, and again, I expect him to die. He's gonna wake up and like let's say get better or something. But like I do expect him to die by the end of the season, you know.
Yeah.
So like it's like us going through. It's interesting in my opinion.
And I cannot wait to see this.
Yes, I also want to mention how Carmela. What's Eddie?
I think Eddie. What an
actress.
think
he might be my favorite actress of the show. I mean, actor, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. Somehow, I don't feel like she's acting.
She's so incredibly good.
Like, it's so fucking natural. Like, I feel like people would react the same way that she's reacting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, honestly, that is...
She's so
that's something
incredible.
that I think every single time when I see her on screen.
I think we talk about this now. I'm gonna have to watch like Nurse Jackie after this or something. Like, is it a good show? Because like I think she is so phenomenal.
Fascinating, honestly.
Like she makes every scene just like feel like that's why it was so emotional. Because like I mean I think every actor does such a great job, but like definitely. Especially her and
because somehow
Tony.
She has but like for her it's. Because somehow she has those emotional scenes.
Yeah.
Many. Oh my God, and her saying, Carmela saying to her like how she regrets now.
Saying that he's gonna go to hell.
He's gonna go to
because
hell.
You're a good father and good good husband. He's neither of those things.
Yes, but like I do completely understand.
I mean, of course she's gonna feel
when
guilt.
Especially when somebody you love is dying, you just think of all the things that you are the one you screwed up, not what they screwed up, of course, you know.
Yeah.
So
you're always gonna look at it differently.
Fascinating. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you soon.
We're gonna watch the next episode. Bye.